Hey everyone, this is Gary with Easy Go Junk Removal. I hope everybody is busy. Last week was a very, very good week for us. We finished July, like I said last time, strong and better than the July before. So that's always promising. We had 2 months that weren't as good, but were above year to date. And so we're happy about that. And then all of a sudden, towards the very end of last week, we got like 4 calls of really good jobs, and they didn't come through. They wanted to go with other people. It was too much, you name it. And I want to talk a little bit about that, because not all these jobs are going to be yours. Not all of them are going to be profitable for you. If you were to give yourself away, and this is a hard thing for people in business, because what happens is if you were to give yourself away, let's say you got a bid for $500, and they go, well, hey, I can do that for $4. Let it go. And the reason is if you know your numbers, you know you're fair, number one. Number two, you don't want to work for peanuts. Once you start opening that up, I promise you, your work that's coming in is going to be the $300, $400 range. And I learned this when I was in landscaping. I had a friend of mine, like I do with junk removal. I have all these people around me, the Sonoma Strong, Matt Vick, and Joseph Martinez, Dominic from Rockies, and Billy Pierce from Get My Junk. All these people, man, that are way more successful than me. And by the way, I'm sorry if I missed you, because I have a lot of you guys out there that are my what I call my mentors. And so, but they're all bigger and stronger than me, and they have helped me cut through the BS, meaning, how to charge, how to find out to charge. They charge different than I do. And why is that? Because California and Virginia and Denver and Virginia is different than Arizona. And so you got to kind of call around. Well, I had a friend of mine in the landscaping business. I met him. I just landed in Florida, and I honestly didn't know how to charge. And he gave me some of the best advice I ever had. And he basically gave me the pricing of what he gets per man hour, etc. And it wound up being dead on, by the way. And then he told me something. He goes, Gary, never, ever go underneath that. The day you go underneath that is the day that your rates change. And I never did go underneath it, but I knew people that did, and they bottomed out. What they used to get, and then they ended up being at $12, $15 an hour, man hour, and you can't make a living doing that, not in landscaping. And it's the same thing with junk removal, guys. And so the reality is, know your numbers, and it's real simple to get your numbers down. All you have to do is call your competition. Don't call them on your phone, your business phone, because you're gonna, you give yourself away. And I mean, you can if you want, but it's not me. And so basically, you call them up and you give them scenarios. What do you charge? All right, man, I'll get back to you. It's fair, it's smart, it's good business to do. And so I want to get back to this thing. There was probably, $1,500, $1,800 on the table last week that didn't come through. And I'm glad in a way that I'm not one of those people that chase, like, oh, is that not good enough? I want to, how about $100? You just give your services away. You will attract the right people. Just got to give it time. I'd rather work, I know this, I'd rather do 5 jobs for $500 a piece than to do 20, for 3. I'm just saying, man. And especially if it's my time that is being eaten up. And that's the reality. So am I stressing about not getting those jobs? No, man. I just landed today about a $1,400 job. Boom. And then first thing this morning, $500 job. Boom. Guess what, man? I just passed up what I lost in 2 jobs, not 4. And that's what I'm talking about. And so I'm not going to stress about this. This is the peak time, and it ebb and flows. I don't know. Every year, this is our third summer here. Every year is different than the last. The only thing I'm really concerned with is whether or not I am growing. We are. We are growing, and yeah. So try not to focus on those everyday jobs. Try to focus on what your worth is. Your worth is everything. Um, when we show, I don't know about everybody else, but when I show up, I'm showing up with a minimum of $50,000 worth of equipment. If somebody else wants to come and do it for less, let them. I'm not. I've invested a crap load of money, a crap load of time in Easy Go junk removal, and I'm not going to give it away. I'm building. I love what Joseph says, Martinez with Troops Haul Junk. Shout out Joseph. I love what he says, and it is true, and that is brand yourself. You know, McDonald's doesn't change their price for you, man. Burger King doesn't change. You either buy it or you don't. And you either feel like a Burger King or a McDonald's Big Mac or you don't. It's the same thing with this. I am going to build this business ever so slow. I don't need to make $300 million right now. I'm going to build it to where it can stand on its own. And that's what I want. I want people from junk removal, I want them thinking, easy go junk removal, my little yellow man, carrying the box. Hey, I saw that. Hey, what was that company called? I don't know, but it was the little yellow man, right? It's kind of like 1-800 Hey, it's the same thing. If they branded themselves better than anybody else in the market, I'm one of those people that do not big companies like that. They paved the way for the rest of us, and I have no animosity whatsoever. Besides, I personally can give better service than they do. I personally can beat their prices. I personally can maneuver and get more people in a day. That's what I know, and that's about customer service. That's part of my brand. That's a part of who we are, man. When me and Joe show up, we don't show up, with empty promises, man. We show up with, yeah, we can do that. Actually, we can do that today, or we can do that tomorrow. That's a big statement, man. We can either do it today. Well, how many dentists have you heard about that? We can fix it today or tomorrow. Well, that's us. Man. We got junk. Give us a call. Not the big guys, not big blue. How about big yellow? That's us, man. So I just wanted to get out there. Just remind people, you're going to hit some really good home runs. And sometimes you're just going to hit singles. But know your prices, know what you're worth, and know what you put into this company. Really give yourself away. By the time you're done, I don't know about other people. We 12's on ours now, 12 light, and we're going to go 14 next year. But we're just about a set of tires on our trailer every year. We're looking at it now and going, wow, the roads out there suck. That's a reality here. And so that's not cheap, man. That's $1,000. Boom. I mean, minimum. The 14s are going to be more than that. You got to know your cost. You got to know how much it costs to be in business. All those things, the fuel, the dump fees, the automotive repairs, oh my God, anything that you join, the Google ads, it just goes on forever and ever. Know those, and once you know those, then you'll know why you charge what you charge per load. And don't go in halves. Whenever you are, let's say you were $700 for a load, whatever your size of trailer was. You don't go $350 a half a load, man. You still got to get there. That should be like $450. It should be more like $450 for a half a load. That's what you're worth. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that everybody understands that there's the highs, there's the lows, and the reality is it's okay to skate somewhere right in the middle. And that's where it's all about dollar cost averaging and doing the very best that we can. Anyway, this is Gary with Easy Go Junk Removal. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's having a great time, and take care. Just exercising, getting my workout on.